You guys, I have 982 subscribers. That's so exciting. That means I only need 18 more. Hopefully, you can see that. I only need 18 more to hit that 1,000 mark. And I couldn't be more thrilled about that. I'm just pumped to hit that first big milestone goal of mine. And I just thank you guys. If you already are subscribed, I thank you so much for contributing to that number and for being here and supporting me. And if you're not subscribed and you end up enjoying this video, I hope you'll go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos down the road. So if we haven't met yet, I'm Shanna, and this is my life under renovation. And I thought today it would be really fun to film a video for you guys, just sharing how YouTube truly has already changed my life so much with less than 1,000 subscribers. So I think that's that first big like golden number, hitting that 1,000 mark. For me, that initial one was 100, and then 500, of course, kind of naturally, but then that 1,000 mark I really had hoped to hit by the time I reached my 1 year point, and I just passed that about half a month or so ago. And I did not reach my goal of 1,000, but I'll share a little bit more about that and about how that's actually kind of been a good thing for me. And I've found ways to like look at that in a positive light. So I love watching these videos from other creators, and I don't know, just hearing ways that YouTube has changed their lives. So I've watched lots of these videos just to keep my own motivation up. So I hope that this video will motivate maybe someone else that's thinking about getting started or has gotten started and has kind of hit a roadblock or just like isn't growing the way they'd like to. Hopefully, I can be a source of comfort and maybe like a little bit of inspiration to keep going or to just go for it and jump in and get yourself started. Okay, so first of all, obviously, I'm not monetized yet because you can't be monetized till you have that 1,000 subscribers. But I can say that YouTube has enriched my life a ton already, although I'm not like making bank over here on my YouTube side gig. But eventually, I'd love to obviously make some income. Even if it's just like a small amount, it's just this has become a hobby for me. But making even like a little bit of extra income, it's kind of an added bonus to the already amazing things that YouTube has done for me. So the first thing I'll say is that I feel like YouTube is kind of an amazing outlet for someone who's typically an extrovert, or sorry, rephrase that, someone who's typically an introvert like myself to kind of almost act as an extrovert. So I'm kind of a mix of those two personalities. It depends on the day and the moment and the setting, the situation, but I've definitely found that I feel like I can be more myself behind a camera than I am maybe like in a large group setting sometimes. And um, it's fun to like express myself, um, my creativity, all of those things as an introvert in kind of an extroverted format here on YouTube. So I'm sure there are others out there that can relate. And I think a lot of people, including myself, I had this vision of like, oh, if I'm going to do YouTube, I'd have to be super outgoing and just really out there, comfortable in front of a camera, comfortable chatting to groups of people, but that it really is not the case at all. And I've kind of found that from watching similar videos to this from other creators that this is a pretty amazing outlet for someone that's typically maybe more shy and reserved to be able to really like show who they are and share things that otherwise they probably would be keeping to themselves and not sharing out with the public. So I love that I can share like this part of my life and this side of me via YouTube. Next, YouTube is holding me accountable to my dreams and my own goals. So, if you're going to go on a platform like YouTube and you're going to put out there that you're starting this channel and you're doing these things, you're definitely more apt to like follow through with those things. So, say you're thinking about losing weight, you want to get into like a workout plan and a healthy eating plan, and you've thought about maybe I'll start a YouTube channel about my journey. Um, that's something that's really going to hold you accountable because you put that out there for potentially the entire world to see that this is kind of like what you're hoping to do, and you don't want to let yourself down, but you also don't want other people to be like, oh well, she's not, she said she was going to do that and now she's not. So it's an amazing accountability buddy, accountability partner. um, but also I think it holds you accountable to just go for it. If there's something you're wanting to do, but you haven't been quite brave enough to take that jump, that big leap, um, this is kind of gives you the opportunity to do just that. So I wanted to do this for a long time, but honestly, I was for a long time I was like, well, I'd like to lose like 10 to 20 more pounds, and that was probably like I weighed like 40 pounds less than I do right now. So I gained the weight, and then I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for it. And I kind of hit a point in my life where I realized, you know what, I'm like not getting any younger. If I'm going to do this, I need to just go for it. I'm not really a risk taker. I'm not really someone that typically puts myself out there. And I think that just goes along with being an introverted type of personality. I'm more quiet and shy. And I also hate to fail. So that's a big one for me. I'm like, what if I do this and then it totally tanks and bombs? And I'm not saying I've had any sort of like huge monumental success, but regardless, I've stuck with it, and I'm really proud of myself for that. And that's something I was like way too scared to even consider doing before. So if you want someone to hold you accountable, YouTube could be that person for you. And it also just encourages you to like just go for it and just get yourself out there and do what it is that you have on your heart and in your mind. So the next thing that YouTube has really done for me, it has increased my confidence. So kind of branching off of what I was just talking about, I still have a pretty hefty weight loss goal in mind. So when it comes to like my body and my image of myself, I wouldn't say like my confidence has increased in that aspect of my life, but it's increased in my just my ability to um, know that if I set my mind and my heart on doing something, that I really can do it. And it's increased my um, I don't know, my self-esteem when it comes to like um, trying something new, like editing. I was clueless when I started doing this. I had literally no idea what I was doing. I watched YouTube videos, so that was very helpful. So if you're in my boat where you're like, I don't even know how to edit a video or any of those things, just start watching videos, start reading things online. But watching videos helped. I took tons of notes. Um, I really like started paying attention when I was watching like just my favorite creators on like filming techniques they were using, catching different angles, the type of lighting you have coming in, all of those different little things. So I did lots of research, and I felt like I dove into it with a good mindset and a good plan. And so, yeah, YouTube has increased my confidence in a lot of ways. So that's just one of the many that I feel has been like a perk to jumping in and starting my channel. So this next one, I feel like this is one that a ton of my viewers can probably relate to, because I feel like I speak to a lot of moms on here. And not to say that all my viewers are moms, but moms or people that enjoy like making their home better and improved, or enjoy being creative, those kinds of things. But I have a hobby again. So if you are a mom, then you completely understand what I'm talking about. You tend to kind of lose sight of the things that you enjoy doing because you're busy, you're raising kids. And then if you're like me, that also I have a full time job outside of my home, I'm busy. There's not a lot of time for like a hobby or those creative moments, which is like my passion is creativity. And so um, starting a YouTube channel is giving me like the chance to have a hobby again, and something that's like all mine, that I enjoy doing, that I'm passionate about, and getting to be creative. I'm getting to improve my home. So these are all goals I already had at the forefront of my brain, but I'm actually like, again, I'm accountable to my YouTube channel, and so I'm like carrying through on a lot of those things that maybe before I would have been like, oh, I don't have time to do that, or I don't have time for this project. But since my goal obviously is to like put out a video every single week, then it kind of holds me more accountable to actually like do those projects and those things that I was already wanting to do before my YouTube days. So the next thing that YouTube has done for me has given me the chance to show my kids. In my particular situation, it's my kids that I think of. I've shown them that I was brave enough to go after something that I really wanted to do, something that was important to me. And then, might sound weird, but they got to watch me fail. So, in a sense, um, they knew that I had this. They've been super supportive and actually fairly like interested in this whole process, which I just love. I think it's very sweet. But they watch me, have that 1,000 subscriber goal in mind before I hit that year mark. and they saw the hard work I put in. They saw the struggles and the challenges I ran across during that process, but they also saw me like not meet my goal. I didn't succeed at that, and I think there's nothing more like wholesome or real about life than them seeing their parent, really work hard at something and still fail, because they're going to run across those things in life. That's a true good life lesson. I feel like for them to see me fail at something I was trying to do, but still like handle it with grace and also not give up, to keep going. So I don't know what better life lesson they could get than that right there. So there are going to be challenges when you're doing something like this. You're kind of at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm, and there are definitely things that you can do as the content creator, but a lot of it's kind of out of your control until you like hit just like that right viewer, that right timing in your videos. You just never know for sure what will happen. It's almost like a gamble, but the hard work definitely pays off eventually, and that's what I'm trying to keep in the back of my mind. All right, so I've shared all about the amazing, wonderful, fabulous things that YouTube has done in my life and the way that it's changed me, even with under 1,000 subscribers. But I thought it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be a true real life style video here if I don't share the challenges with you. So you're going to run across obstacles if you're thinking about getting started with a YouTube channel, or if maybe you've just embarked on that journey. You're going to hit roadblocks. Every single creator, I guarantee you, will tell you that they've hit some sort of roadblock. Even if they have huge immediate success, then maybe they're having struggles with keeping up with creating content for all these viewers they now have. So um, I think anything that you set out to do comes with its challenges. So I think the biggest one for me has been time. So, working 40 plus hours a week. I have 3 kids, a husband. Like we have a life too outside of just YouTube. This isn't my full time job. So finding time to carve out every single week to create a video was a definite challenge, and I think it probably was kind of a detriment to me, like reaching that goal. I really wanted to do the once a week video, and it just didn't happen. If I got sick and my kids got sick, I was literally, I still am doing like recording one video in real time each week and then uploading it. So I'd love to get to a point where I'm like a few videos ahead. And so I do have like spring break, and I work for a school district. So I have like spring break, winter break, summer break. I hope to to do that, to batch out some videos in advance so that I allow for things like that. If we take a vacation, I don't need to do a video that week, or if someone gets sick, it's not going to be impacting my channel and my goal of putting out a video every single week for you guys. I think the fear of failure, that's probably maybe the biggest challenge to getting started. And even once you get started, you're still like, oh, this is going to be really embarrassing if this doesn't pan out. But just keep going. Who cares? You have to kind of let go of that, like what everyone else is going to think. Um, and then I think the other challenge is just like if you put out a video and you're really excited about it, you think it's going to do well, and then it just doesn't. Instead of dwelling on the fact that it didn't go the way you intended it to, I think like pivoting and figuring out like, okay, well, so that didn't work. Maybe I need to focus on not doing that style video right now. Like, what are some videos that are popular? Like when I just like open up YouTube, what's like showing up in my feed? And then look at the numbers on there, look at how many views it got, how many likes and comments it got, and kind of just go from there and figure out where you want to take your videos. Using your obstacles to fuel you to do even more, to try even harder. So um, I tend to be like a negative thinker. If something doesn't go well, I'm like, oh, I might as well just quit. My husband can vouch for that. I can't tell you how many times I've said that during this past year of trying to do YouTube and being exhausted and be like, I know I should do a video, but I'm worn out, I'm tired. Our house needs cleaned. I feel guilty trying to like record a video when I should be cleaning our house and getting ready for next week because next week's crazy. All of those little things, there's always going to be something. And so, you know, yeah, you just have to set your mind to it and go for it. That's kind of what it comes down to. And you'll figure it out and make it work. I'm confident you will. All right. So lastly, just a couple little tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. I feel like going into this with like a plan, like your mindset has to be in the right place. So maybe sit down. Like I'm a list maker. Some people are list makers. Some people like to keep keep tabs on things in like their phone. But whatever it is you do, maybe a Pinterest board, I don't know, whatever works for your brain and the way that you operate. But up with a plan. So, think about the name that you're going to choose for your channel. There's a lot of videos you're going to be saying the name. So, like, I stewed over the name forever, and I actually had a couple different names picked out, and I'd say them out loud. Like, I'd be driving in my car, and I'd say things like, "Hey there, I'm Shanna. Welcome to My Life Under Renovation," or whatever. Whatever it is, if it doesn't like roll off the tongue, or you have our time saying it, if it's like a name you don't feel like people will remember, um, maybe pivot and come up with a name that's more fitting for your channel and what you hope to share with the world. So um, things like that. And then don't overlook your thumbnails. So your thumbnails, that's the first thing that people are going to see when they're like scrolling through, they're looking, oh, what video do I want to watch? If it's not something like eye catching or something that is attention stopping or, conveys some sort of an emotion or interest, then maybe up your game on your thumbnails. So I can share more about that in another video if anyone's interested. If you are, let me know. But I love to use Canva. I'll link them in my description box. But it's a really fun website to use. Like they have all sorts of cool different things you can do. You can do little like video clips. You can do thumbnails. They have things for all the different social media things, Facebook, Instagram. There are a bunch of different ones. You can even make like greeting cards. It's just a really fun platform to use. I'm grateful that I came across that. Um, the other thing is just planning. So, like, what kind of videos do you want to make? And I'd suggest making a list of them. Like, when you first start, your mind might be like a little boggled by, like, what do I even want to share with people? I have like my issue is I have a ton of videos I want to share, and I don't have time to record and like prepare all of those. That's kind of my issue. I have like no shortage of ideas for content and for videos, and I know a lot of creators struggle with like I don't know what to share next. I'm sure eventually, if I keep doing this, I'll get to that point. But right now, I have like a plethora of ideas. I just need the time to like actually put them all to life and bring them to life. So I hope this video at least brought a little bit of inspiration and hopefully encourages you to go start your channel if that's something you're thinking about. I'd love if you would consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy things like DIY projects, home updates, home improvements, um, like thrifted budget style living. And then I also am big into like the decluttering and organizing right now because my house desperately needs it. So if any of those things spark your interest, I hope you'll subscribe and come back for more. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for coming along and stopping by today.